Here's the 11th week of the Kansas legislative session. The ACLU Kobach trial is over. It may be months for decision, but on Tuesday, Kobach was back in court for a contempt hearing. Evidence was laid out showing that Kobach hadn't been sending tens of thousands of voters postcards, despite assuring the judge that he would follow her orders to do so. As it became apparent that Kobach had either misled or lied to the judge, Kobach began to plead that he would now comply and to please not give him a contempt ruling. The judge scolded Kobach for his history of misleading the court and reminded him of a licensed lawyer's ethical obligation to tell the court the truth. Farther, she said that the court should not have to police the Secretary of State to follow the law. A contempt ruling results in a fine, jail time, or both. It may even warrant an investigation to disbar Chris Kobach. The judge's contempt ruling could come out in weeks or months. Last week, the massively powerful elementary school student lobby pushed a bill through the House designating a state rock, mineral, and gem. Kansas has apparently been arguing about a state fish for decades, and the Senate amended the bill to give the channel catfish the designated honor. This is now headed to a conference committee. Kansas tried to ban everyone it does business with, including teachers, from boycotting Israel. A federal judge issued a preliminary injunction based on it being an unconstitutional violation of the First Amendment. On Friday, the Kansas House decided to change that law to only apply to corporations that do over $100,000 in state business. Republican officials believe this would pass constitutional muster, but since the U.S. Supreme Court clearly considers corporations to be individuals, it's not so clear. Planned Parenthood is reimbursed by Medicaid when it gives Medicaid patients basic care such as breast cancer screenings. The law explicitly bans any government funds from being used for abortion services. However, Kansas tried to ban Planned Parenthood from receiving Medicaid reimbursements. The 10th Circuit Court of Appeals overruled the ban, but Governor Collier is now petitioning the U.S. Supreme Court to review that decision. In 2016, the FBI stopped white nationalist terrorists from carrying out a plan to bomb an apartment complex in Garden City that could have killed over 100 residents. The three militiamen had discussed their hatred for the Somali Muslim refugees there. Their attorneys are arguing that their bombing plans were just an exercise of free speech, although they were building a bomb detonator. College students attempted to join onto the school funding court case, arguing that higher ed is protected in the Kansas Constitution. They were denied since it wasn't part of the initial claim. Brownback defunded universities to fund tax breaks, and college students are concerned that the same thing will happen, now taking money from colleges to put into K-12 education. The defunding of higher ed has contributed to the student debt crisis by forcing universities to skyrocket tuition. Normal committee meetings are supposed to be done for the year, but through a sketchy last-minute maneuver, a bill to arm teachers will be heard in the House Insurance Committee on Tuesday at 8 a.m. Next week, both the House and Senate will be on the floor all day since Thursday, March 29th is the final day to pass bills from the opposite chamber. There should be a ton of debates, amendments, and drama on the floor. Conference committees will be starting to rev up where they hash out minor differences between House and Senate versions of bills. Donate, follow, like, share, talk to folks about issues. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and until next time, thank you so much, Kansas.